Hello, how's everyone doing? And it's crazy in St. Louis. Today's high, they say it's going to be close to 90 degree. At least was 80, will be 88 degree. Yeah, and this is the like not even mid-April. Okay, and again, I need to turn myself on. Okay. I just don't understand why this page is this way. I have to always turn it on. Okay. Come on, let's go. Okay, now it is on. And today is Wednesday. Yes, Wednesday. Later on, Master Billy Greer is going to work with us on the authentic chin style Taichi. But first, let's do the warm up, do the rotation. Bring the two hands together. Go to the front, to your right, toward yourself, to left. And now go all the way around. Yes, this is the wrist rotation. And if you just joined this class the first time, and this class will be conducted both in sitting and standing. So you may see me sometimes get up from my chair and sometimes sitting down. And now go to the other side and see, now I'm standing up, right? So we do both ways. And then you can pick and choose, see what would you like to do, okay? And last time, go around, and now stretch. Okay, and bring the hands to the side. Okay, sorry, this. And now bring it together, palm facing each other, palms down, and circle. Good. So circle the arms in front of your body and horizontally, not like this, up and down. And I know some of my students, even though I say this, and they still will do this up and down. So no, do it horizontally. Good. Let's go for two more times. Here's one and two. Relax. And now, gentle fist. Go to your right side twice, then go to your left. 1, 2, back, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Keep going. 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, stop. Good. Relax. And now, and the next, your hands on shoulders and elbows down and bring them up. All the way up and send them to the back. And feel how your shoulders move. Yes, actually the rotation is initiated from your shoulders. Very good. Keep going. Let's go for two more. Here's 1 and 2. Good. Relax, elbows down. And now hold your elbows back and up and down. Good. Keep going. When you do this, and you feel not only in your shoulders, and you can feel in your spine. Okay, let's go for two more. There's one and two. Good. Now, your left arm up to the back, right arm up to the back. You can gently turn your body left and right, or you can not. Now moving that will be fine too, and just look at the screen. Keep going. Let's go for two more. Here's one and two. Good. Now reverse. Bring your left elbow to the front and down. Okay. Very good. Keep your upper body upright. Just rotating. Very good. Let's do two more sets. One and two. And now shake. Bring your feet to the back and kick to the front. Yes, just like that. And you bring your arms back also. And if you're sitting, and watch out, don't hit your hands or arms, on your armrest or anything. Okay, good. And then next, gentle face again. Now, one, two, open. Now, hands up, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Two, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Three, two. Four, two, three, four, five, six, seven, stop. Good. And now, bring the two hands together and generate the warmth. And now, place your hands over your eyes and feel the warmth transfer to your eye socket. And now let the warmth going down to your neck. Good. Relax. Again, hands together. And massage your neck. Going back and forth. That feels really good. Hands down. Now open your arms and your hands facing the back. And feel the stretch in the back, in front of your chest, okay? And now your head down, keep your upper body upright and hold it, hold it, hold it. Now swing your head to your right shoulder without lifting left shoulder. Hold it there for a couple of seconds. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. And now look at the ceiling. And now swing to your left shoulder. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. And now down. And relax. Bring your hands back. Relax and shake a little bit. Good. And now open. This time your hands facing the front. Again, open and feel the stretch in your chest. And now head down. Hold it for a couple of seconds. And swing to your left shoulder. And to the back. To your right. And front. And relax. Good. Next, hands together again. Using either your hands, your palm, or the back of your hands. And then massage your kidneys, or you can use fists. whichever way is easier for you. And we massage our kidneys. And if you're standing, and then now you do your hip rotation, okay? And then to your right, back, left, and front. Now you're sitting right, back, left, front. Good. Keep going. Strange, why my room looks very dark? I got quite a lot of light here, but still looks dark. And now reverse to your left, back, right, and front. Last time left, back, right, and front. Yay, more money now. I guess more health. That's exactly what we need during this corona virus scare. And we really need health to fight the virus. And now, using the hands to massage your knees. And now, if you're standing, you can now slowly moving your knees outward, circling. You're sitting, picking up your heels, and you're doing outward circling as well. Good. 2 more. Here's 1 and 2. Now reverse. Now in and out. Very good. Relax your body. Relax your mind. And then let's go for 2 more. Here's 1 and 2. Good. And next, if you're standing, place your right foot in the back. We're doing ankle rotation. If you're sitting, pick up your right leg, and now you turn. Yes, ankle rotation. And sitting up straight. Always keep good posture. Now reverse. It is very important to keep our spine upright and good posture, and then really help with our health. And put it down. And if you're standing, and the left foot in the back. Sitting, pick up your left leg. Let's go. Okay. And turn the other direction. And put it down. And now, tap on your legs and relax muscles. Good. Tap it back. Good. And we did the 10 magic fingers the other day. Let's practice it again. Bring your 2 forearms together and relax shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. And the next, and gentle fist. Don't grab it too tight. Very gentle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Now both hands facing up and side by side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And this part between your thumb and your index finger in your seat, and this part we call it tiger mouse. So you put your 2 tiger mouse together, and now let's go. 10, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Now lace your fingers. Yeah. Go all the way in, okay? Don't just do like this, okay? Go all the way in. 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. And now your right hand making a fist, left hand open. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. And the last one, and be very gentle, hands back to back. Can you see? Back to back. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Okay. Yeah. I have very bony hands. If I hit too hard, it will hurt. So, okay. And then next, let's do the 8 sections of rotate. And this exercise is extremely important, especially at this time. And because this can help us to, how should I say, release the stress and boost our immunity. So let's get started, okay? If you're standing hip width apart and with your feet, okay, hip width apart. If you're sitting the same way, and now round your hands to the front, in front of your lower abs. Keep your upper body upright and feel you really relax, okay? Your body upright but not rigid. And just breathe in and out slowly. In and out. When you breathe out and just let go of all the stress and all the fear. Now bring 2 hands together, legs finger together, and flip the palms up as you look up. Now give yourself a lift and feel, your whole body is lifted. And now look at the screen and then move arms further back. Feel your lower back is arched. And now open. If you're standing, and now you can relax your knees and let it soften again. Now again, let's go. Up, look straight, and open. Woo, doesn't that feel good? And now, up, look straight, and open. 两手托天理三焦 Both hands push toward the sky. It's great for the health of the spine, the shoulders, the lower back, and the triple warmers. Good. And the last time, push all the way up, go straight, and open. Good. And now, if you're standing, feet open wide, and make sure your toes point forward. Now open wide like this. Bring the toes in, and you slow, and then you can have high, stand medium, or low. It's totally up to you. Okay. And both hands cross at the wrist and the toe, arms apart. Left arm straight, and now open your right. Bring both hands together and hold. Good. And now open, cross, and hold. Open, cross, hold. 左右开弓四射雕 Bow and arrows on both sides, and It's great for the health of the heart and the lungs. Open left, cross, and pull. Open right, cross, and pull. One more set. And pull. Open, cross, and pull. Good. You know what? Let me adjust my screen a little bit. Good. And maybe turn the light on a little bit. Yeah, this looks much better. Before the room looks so dark, I feel like I'm working in a dungeon. I don't know how you guys feel. It looks better this way. Okay, good. And the next, and feet hip width apart, and both hands facing up. Slowly bring your left hand up, passing your head, and flip the palms up. And your right hand gently passing down. And now bring both hands together. Exhale, this time left up, right down. Keep your spine upright. Good. Let's go. Exhale. Good. Left up, right down, right up, left down. 调理脾胃虚肝举. Raise your arm. Alternatively, it's great for the health of the stomach and spleen. But make sure you keep your wrist bent so you feel stretch at the 掌根, the root of your palms. Okay, let's do 2 more sets. Left up, right down. Good. Right up, left down. Always relax your shoulders. Good. Let's finish up on your right. Very good. And now both hands in the front with hands facing down. Now open your arms and keep arms straight. Feel the stretch in both arms and in your chest. And look at left, only turn your head. And back. Open. Now look at right and back. Left and back. 五劳七伤往后瞧. Wise out, turning the head. And this is great for the health of the liver and the digestive tract. Good. Good. One more set. Nice. Okay. And now if you're standing, open your legs wide. Again, you can be on high stand or even like this, or middle stand or low stand to do the next exercise with your forefingers in front of your thigh and the thumb in the back. And then if you're sitting, your both feet come out to the angle. On the side, 45 degrees, and keep your knee behind your heel. And now place both of your hands on your knee. And let's go together. Move your head to your right knee, slowly swing to your left. And now circle. Good. Relax. Now from left to your right. Circle Up, look at ceiling, and relax. Right to left, circle up, left to right. Good. Circle. Okay. 摇头摆尾去心火. Circle your head and tail. This way to reduce the inflammation if you have any inside your body or reduce the free radicals. And this is last one. All right. Now bring your feet in about hip width apart and bring both hands up, hands facing each other, and relax your shoulders and bring both hands down, fold your arms down, flip the palms. Now bring hands to the back where your kidneys are and run your hands or move your hands behind your legs. Touch the heel, touch the toes. Move arms to the ear, then coming up. If you're standing, make sure your legs are straight. Do not bend your knees, okay? Go down to your heel and toes into the arms and up. It is okay if you cannot touching your feet. Just keep your legs straight. Up. 双手攀足固肾腰. Both hands touching the feet to improve the health of the kidneys. And up. Okay. And last one, bend your thumbs, 4 fingers wrap around. If you're standing high, medium, or low, your choice. You're sitting, now right fist out, open, turn. Open your eyes really wide and big, staring at the screen and angrily, but not really angry, but just open really, really wide. And this exercise is to strengthen our energy. Good. And make sure you turn your wrist at a 90-degree angle. 转拳怒目真气力. One more set. Good. And the last one, and it's called 背后七边百灵霄. So when you're coming down, you kind of shake your body. You're sitting, bring up your heel and down, up and down. When your heels come down, do not use any force or use any control. Just let it come down very naturally. Let the gravity does its magic, okay? Let's go for 2 more. Here's 1 and 2. All right, now pedal your legs. And I'm very excited. Today is Wednesday. Wednesday is what? Wednesday is Billy's Day. Yes. Okay. Hey, Billy. Good morning, Master Grail. And I know you've been very busy because your daughter, she works in the medical field, and not only that, in ER, right, emergency room. And really, my respect to her, and thank you very much, and to your daughter, and to work in such a challenging field at this trying time. And then because she works extra hours, and you have to take her little boy in, and so that this way she can work more, and then also she may bring home, some germs at home, right? Virus home. So this way, help the little boy to be isolated and healthy. And thank you for doing that. I know you guys busy, but you still spend time and come here and then to teach us. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very much. So, can you speak a few words? I just make sure I can hear you and the audience can hear you. Oh, you know what? You, for some reason, your mic is being muted.
How about that?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear now. Wonderful. Again, thank you so much for your family. You know what your family is doing at this difficult time. Okay, I see you a little bit.
Okay, Violet. And again, as Violet was mentioning, I think healthcare workers are some of the true heroes with the crisis that we're all facing. You know, making so many sacrifices, putting themselves at risk. And I know there are many families in a similar situation. You know, our daughter has been had many patients who have the COVID virus. And so many healthcare workers in that same situation are making the decision that to keep their own families safe, they're isolating themselves from their families so that they can continue to serve all of our families that are in need. So as I said, those healthcare workers are some of the true heroes out there, and my respect to all of them. Thank you for your service. Okay, so today we're going to focus again on some silk reeling, and in the Chen style Tai Chi, you know, the understanding of the body alignment and mechanics is so important. So we're going to do some two-handed silk reeling. And what I want you to do, though, is start with the awareness of your posture. So if you're standing, we're going to have the feet about shoulder width apart. And then you want to imagine that you're standing on railroad tracks. So we're going to put one foot in front of the other, but we don't want to step out and put both feet on the same rail. We want to keep each foot on its own rail. So when we open up our left foot and we step out with the right foot, we're going to put it on the same rail that it was before. So it moves in front. So if you're doing this seated, we want to have the same idea. This is not one where you keep your legs both forward like this. You want to make sure you have a chair that does not have arms on it, so you can put one leg out to the side like this. So again, you can imagine two rails of a railroad track, and each foot is on its own rail. Okay, and then from here, we're going to bring both hands up in front, and they're going to have the feeling of pushing off to the side. Okay, and then we roll back, and then we come forward. Let your weight shift to the front and shift to the back. So this is Peng Liu silk reeling. We come forward into the Peng position, warding off. And then we have an upward rollback, Liu. So if we're standing, we want to open the foot. We raise the hands as we step out, and we circle. As the hands come forward, our weight shifts forward. As the hands go back, our weight shifts back. And in the previous lesson, we mentioned the roof tile palms, the Walongzhong. So we want to keep the hands in that curved shape. When we breathe, we want to breathe in and out through our nose. And we let the tip of the tongue touch lightly against the roof of the mouth. So we'll talk a little more about the breathing and the placement of the tongue and the teeth. So a few more times on this side. And you can let your eyes follow your hands. When the hands drop down, don't tilt your head, just use your peripheral vision so that your head stays upright. Good. Then we can step back and close. Now the other side. Open the foot, step out again on a diagonal as the hands come up. And we roll back, shift forward. Hong, Liu. Ward off, roll back. We want to shift the weight slowly and smoothly. You can imagine if your legs were hollow, and as you shift to the substantial leg, you're filling it with water. And then as you shift to the other leg, the water flows from one side to the other. So your weight shifts ounce by ounce. And again, the spiral rotations that are taking place in the shoulders, along the length of the arms, through the wrists. And also the hips are making a spiral rotation. So if we look at this back leg, the thigh is up. As we push forward, it rotates. We don't want to let it rotate down. We don't want the knee to collapse. So it rotates over and the leg straightens, but not all the way locked out. And we see the same thing happens on the front leg. The thigh is up. As we push back, it makes a slight rotation. So we're twining the legs, getting that spiral rotation through the legs, the waist, and the arms. And step back and close. Good. Now, I mentioned that when we do these exercises, we want to breathe in and out through our nose. And we want to keep the tip of the tongue touching lightly against the roof of the mouth. So many people that have practiced other types of breath work, often you have an inhale through the nose, but exhale through the mouth. So why in Taichi do we exhale through the nose? So we have a couple of reasons for that. First of all, remember that the Chen style Tai Chi started out originally, the purpose was for self-defense. So it was a martial art. So it involved a lot of effort. So if you think about any kind of athletic endeavor, if you've run for a while or done any kind of work for a little while, maybe you've experienced cotton mouth. So cotton mouth, when the inside of your mouth dries out, it makes it harder to breathe, harder to swallow. So almost every type of breath work recognizes that we don't want to breathe in through the mouth. If we breathe in through the mouth, we dry it out and we bypass a lot of the body's protective systems. So when we inhale through the nose, we have hairs there, we have mucus that's designed to trap viruses, dust particles, and other things before they get too far into the body. Okay, also, it's a conditioning system. The sinuses are more convoluted, so as the air moves through, the temperature is changed. If it's too hot, the air is cooled down. If it's too cold, the air is warmed up before it hits the lungs. And also, the humidity of the air is adjusted. So we have warm, moist air going into the lungs. So the nose helps condition and filter the air before it reaches the lungs, so it's not too much of a shock on the alveoli, the little sacs in the lungs. So sometimes people can have an asthma attack that's triggered by exposure to cold air. and other things. So like I said, almost every system that involves breath work recognizes the importance of breathing in through the nose. But now, why breathe out through the nose as well? So again, as I mentioned, if you've engaged in athletic endeavors, if you've experienced cotton mouth, it's not pleasant. It makes it harder to focus, harder to work. So by breathing out through the nose, we help avoid that problem. Another reason too is that when we're doing meditative practices, we want to, in the Chinese philosophy of health, we have meridians through the body, and we want to complete the circuit. So when we touch the tip of the tongue to the roof of the mouth, we complete a circuit through the body. And another aspect too is that the tongue is a surprisingly strong muscle. And so studies show that when the tongue braces against the roof of the mouth, we strengthen the jaw structure. So as a martial art, if somebody were to strike you, you're less likely to get knocked out if your mouth is shut, the teeth touch together lightly, the tip of the tongue is touching up against the roof of the mouth. The force that comes in is more distributed through the skull. If your mouth is open and you get hit, the force goes more through the joint of the jaw and more directly to the brain, so more likely to get knocked out. So a lot of good reasons for when you're practicing Tai Chi, keep your mouth shut, focus on your breathing. So when we shut the mouth, we want the teeth to touch together lightly. We want the lips to touch together lightly. We don't want to have any tension in the jaw muscles. So we want to stay relaxed, but keep the teeth touching together. Okay. Now, another thing we want to be aware of is our breathing. So when we breathe, we want to breathe deeper into our abdomen. We don't want to breathe into the lungs, more in the chest cavity. So the ribs, there's a reason it's called a rib cage. The ribs restrict the movement of the lungs. And if we try to inhale, we can't expand very much. But by breathing downward, as the diaphragm drops, the lungs can expand downward more. So we can use more of our lung capacity. So when we breathe, we want to have a feeling of expanding below the navel. And when we exhale, we want to contract there. So not breathing up and down through the lungs. Another thing that happens too is that when our breath comes up higher, our center of gravity moves higher. And again, as a martial art, Tai Chi, we wanted to promote having good balance. And good balance means having a lower center of gravity. We want to have the feeling of sinking our weight down into the lower part of the body. Okay? Now, another thing we want to be aware of is how we stand. So when we start off, we're going to stand with the feet together. We want our legs to be straight, but we don't want to lock the knees. We keep just a slight bend in the knees. Okay? Now, we also want to take our tailbone and imagine a heavy weight is tied to it, drawing it down towards the ground. So we want the tailbone to drop downward. Now, this doesn't mean that we want to go too far. Sometimes you'll see people talk about wanting to have the back completely straight. And I assure you, if you went to a doctor's office or a chiropractor and your spine was completely straight, they'd be very concerned. The spine is supposed to have a natural curve to it, helps it act as a shock absorber. So what we want to do is just lessen that curve a little bit. So too often people have too much arch in the back. Okay? By dropping the tailbone, we get a little better alignment, and we soften that curve in the lower back. Okay? So when we think about the knees bending slightly and the tailbone dropping down, we want to have our hips aligned above our ankles. And then we also want to have our head balanced above our neck. So too many people walk with their head jutting forward. And we don't think about it, but your head weighs about as much as a bowling ball. So you can imagine if you were trying to hold a bowling ball for very long, if you held it like this, your arms will get tired quickly because you're using muscular strength to hold that bowling ball up. All of that weight and the leverage is tugging away at the muscles. But if you take the bowling ball and bring it in like this, you could hold it longer because now the structure of your body is supporting the weight, not the muscles. So the same is true of your head. Weighing as much as a bowling ball, if you stick your head out like this, your neck muscles, your back muscles are going to work so hard all the time. And you'll wonder why you have a headache or you have backaches, and it can be because of this issue. So what we want to do is to tuck our chin in a little bit so the head is balanced above the neck. So that way the weight of the head is supported by the bones. And then the muscles don't have to support the weight. They only have to maintain the alignment to keep the balance. Okay? So we tuck the chin in just slightly so that we're not looking up, not looking down, eyes are looking forward. The top of the head is level. All right, so let's practice our standing just a little bit. Feet together. We want to shift forward, feel the weight increase on your toes, shift back, feel the weight increase on your heels, and then find the point in between where the weight is even between the front and the back. Now, shift to your right. Feel the weight increase on the right, and your foot even wants to roll over to the edge. Then go back to the left and feel the same thing. And then find the point in between where the weight is 50-50 between front and back, 50-50 between left and right. So let your shoulders relax. Let your arms feel like heavy pieces of rope tugging down on the shoulders. Tip of the tongue touches lightly against the roof of your mouth. Your teeth touch together lightly. Your lips touch together lightly. Okay? And then from here, we're going to shift our weight to the right, and we step out gently to the left. Now, we lower the whole body to lower our heels. And we settle so the weight is 50-50. Now, we're going to inhale. Let our arms float up in front of us. When they get about shoulder height, no higher than your ears, we exhale and let them sink down. Good. Breathe in. The arms float up. Breathe out. The whole body sinks down. Inhale. Exhale. So this is actually the first move in the Chen form, the preparation posture. Now, let me show you from the side because I want you to notice what the arms are doing. So again, we want to have that nice alignment in the back. We have a slight bend in the knees, but also with the tailbone dropping down, we have the feeling of a slight bend in the hips. So you want to take the feeling you get when you're starting to sit back in a chair, but before you actually move, just let the hip relax so you get this slight fold in the hip. And so there's a point where you can see a crease across the hip. So that's called the inguinal crease. And that is also kind of alignment with the lower dantian. So when we do our breathing, we want to let the arms float up and they extend out a little bit away from the body. So you can imagine strings attached to the wrists, lifting the arms up. And then as we prepare to breathe in, we let the elbows drop first, which naturally brings the hands in a little closer to the body. And then they lower down. And as they go down, when they get to the level of that inguinal crease at the hips, they pause. And the palms face downward, the fingertips face outward. Okay? And then from here, we can repeat that motion. Inhale. And exhale. Good. And close. So that preparation posture makes an excellent meditative breathing exercise. And if you use it as a breathing exercise, you can use it to work on developing your microcosmic orbit. And so with that, you want to imagine circulation through your body coming up the back of your spine, coming through the crown point of your head, where the tongue touches the palate, completes the circuit, and it goes down the front of your body. Okay, so as this circulates around, inhale and exhale, sink down. Now, your arm movements, what you can think about is that imagine you're facing another person, and both of you, you want your circulation to go like this. So down in the front, up in the back. So you can imagine that your hands are tracing the circulation of your mirror image. So coming up the back, across the top, down the front, across the bottom. And closing. Okay, so now let's put that movement in the context of the opening 5 postures from Lao Ilu. So first I'll demonstrate facing towards you. So don't try to follow along because what you see on the screen will be the reverse of the way that you want to do it. I'll turn around in a moment so that you can follow along, but I want you to see what the hands are doing. So the preparation posture starts with the weight 50-50, taking a few moments to get that relaxed, upright posture. We want to have the feeling of a string tied to the crown point of the head, and our body hangs suspended from that. So the body is relaxed. We have a slight bend in the knees, a slight fold in the hips, an elongation of the spine up through the center crown point of the skull. The tip of the tongue touches slightly against the roof of the mouth. And we begin by shifting to the right, stepping out to the left, sinking as we shift to the center till our weight is 50-50. Then we float up, sink down. Preparation posture. Now to pound the mortar. We turn, pivot on the right foot, come around, step in, step out. Now here's the Pong Liu silk reeling, the two-handed silk reeling we were practicing. But as we come forward, the right hand stays behind as the left hand continues forward. And then we step up to an empty stance. Sink down. Here again, the hands are aligned with the lower dantian. Come up. Then lazily tying robes. Six sealing, 4 closing. Single whip. And closing. So those of you that are following along at home seated, let me just repeat that motion from the chair. So again, we start with the feet together. We want to separate the feet slightly, float up, sink down. We can shift the body more to one hip than to the other hip. Open the foot, extend one foot forward. We can slide a little bit and then step up, down, lift, drop. Take a step out. Shift. And settle. And close. Okay, so now let me turn around and you can follow me one time. So take a few moments to settle into a good relaxed posture. Tip of the tongue against the roof of the mouth. Take a few slow, deep breaths. Let the mind calm down. Let the body relax. And preparation posture. Sink to the right. Step to the left. Shift to the center. Settle. Float up. Sink down. Pound the mortar. Shift to the right as you turn to the left. Shift to the left as you turn to the right, pivoting on the right heel. Open the foot, push to the side, shift to the right, and then step left diagonally forward, not straight ahead. And we roll back, come forward. Let the left hand advance, the right hand stays behind, stretch forward, step forward, up, down, then lift, drop. Lazily tying robes, turn. Shift to the right, turn to the right. Shift to the left, step right, keep the weight 70% on the left as we wind up turning left. Then shift to the right, 70%, push the right hand diagonally forward. 6 sealing, 4 closing. Left hand comes up to join the right. Both hands push, shift as the hands drop. Turn, come across. Shift as the hands lift. Turn, they fold in. Then step in, press down. Weight on the right. Single whip, turn right. Turn left, extend the right hand as a hook, fingertips curled to the thumb. Step left. Shift left. Shift right. Shift left as the left hand pierces up, and then turn. Let your eyes follow the left hand around. Right foot hooks in to point forward. When the left hand arrives above the left knee, settle. Turn your gaze forward. Let your hips sink. Let your elbows sink. Single whip. And close. Good. And that's the opening 5 movements from not just the 18 posture form, but also Laoja Ilu and Laoja Arlu in the Chen system. All right.
Okay, well, Billy, again, another quality teaching, and I really, really enjoying it. And you coming back and tomorrow, and right? And so we will have opportunity to really work on each of these 5 movements.
Yep.
So guys, don't worry about that. Billy is going to show you exactly how to do each movement in details.
Yep, and I just want to make a comment too that the online teaching, I think, is a learning experience for all of us. So some things we do in classes, you know, we can work with a student and make corrections very easily. And so one of the things, you know, we had a little discussion earlier, it's the imprecision of words. So we were talking about how with lowering the hands, you know, I often in class will tell my students to drop the hands to just below the waist. And, you know, I normally, if somebody's hands are too high, too low, it's easy for me to correct so they understand what I mean. But when I use just the words, I realize we were talking about this, as I said earlier, for women, I think the waist is considered higher than for men. So now I realize I need to use more precise language. So if we talk about the inguinal crease or the lower dantian, then that's the same place for men or women. There is not that question of where you tighten your belt around your waist can vary from person to person.
And that's very true. And it used to be, a lot of women wear the so-called drop waist, and a lot of time now they belt it really high. Also,
Yeah.
exactly. So it's hard to come by, go by where you put your weight, a belt. So very good. And I learned some of your teaching method using the railroad, and that's very good. And regarding the chin, and I guess one way they say using an orange, like the California, no, Florida orange, the navel orange,
Yes.
put underneath your chin, and then that's how you judge. So you don't want to be all the way tucked like that. I saw some people talking like this because they say you have to tuck your chin, so that they talk like that. Some people are like this, in the chin out. So you can hold your orange there, and that's one way to gauge it. And I really like all the details you brought into the class, very high quality, and you did an excellent job talking about the Ren Qian and Du Qian, and you use the microcosmic circulation. Just for some of the audience, maybe you're also familiar with another term. It's called small heavenly circulation. 小周天, that's the Chinese way of saying 小周天. Again, thank you so much. And I guess we'll see you tomorrow, right?
You will. All right, Violet. Thank you.
Okay, respect.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.